Okay, guys. After my last upload of stories, stories, the Path of Destinies here. Yeah, I am enjoying this game, but one thing I will knock at it is the name. It's not a very original name. It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue either.
Playing him after all. After the bleak talk about the Emperor's dark secret, he was regretting his suspicions.
But after my last upload, this gameplay takes place pretty much right after that, and the reason I did a immediate re-record is anytime I have a video game that comes to a snowy area, I guess it's just me personally, maybe other people have this feeling as well, but anytime I see a snowy area in a game, it's just, I think that's the most beautiful levels in video games that I've experienced personally, and anytime I see it done, or see a game designer, or as far as an indie game, or or even a big AAA title, see a snow level, like it's something that piques my interest, and I immediately want to explore the environment. Oh no, my crashed ship.
Sure enough, the Farfarer had crashed in some rocks. There was no sign of Lupino. Zenobia caught up. All that kid stuff in Swordfu School. Look, that's the past. We're adults now. We have duties to other people. We have destinies. What are you talking about? And you are the most arrogant, slow-witted, light-fingered, mercenary, immoral, reckless. Run away with me, said Renato, and he realized he meant it. What? Just like that? She demanded. I will, if you will. So, she kissed him. And it was the best kiss he'd ever had. They held hands as they boarded the Farfarer. Renato felt light-hearted, like the winds that were playing the rigging like a balalaika. But Lupino, I need to get back to Lupino, he said, suddenly realizing he could have been captured. A prisoner. He's not. How'd you know? He saw something in her eyes he didn't understand. He fell, didn't he? Into the abyss. She looked away. Wouldn't answer. But then a bolt smashed through the Farfarer's keel. The broken ship plummeted out of the clouds.
Okay. Yeah, my playthrough, the way I'm going about it, I'm actually getting a big Star Wars vibe from it. It's like you and your buddy going on a little adventure together, and then running into the female character. Definitely has like a Han Solo, Princess Leia vibe. And they switch things up, so it's not just a complete derivative, or they're not stealing, at least doesn't feel like.
Alive. We have to get to my private ship, she said. Do you trust me? I guess I must, he said. You go on ahead. Clear the path, he said. I can't kill my own soldiers. He wanted to say that he didn't trust her, but he had no idea what he was getting into. He had no choice, did he? He was following his heart. That's what it means to be a hero. You had to follow your heart.
But yeah, here's the gem slots I was talking about. They go in your gauntlet, and I can't use one because I don't have one. It gives the name of each one, like attack speed, critical chance, physical resistance, but it doesn't give me exactly what it does beyond that. Like this one, like treasure hunter. I'm guessing that allows you to have more drops, a higher percentage, or just a greater amount. So I started recording again for the snow level. There wasn't much to that. It was actually the end of the prior level, turns out. But this is pretty too. I'll keep going with this for a little bit. Yeah, so it looks like my buddy died and fell into the abyss. And now it's me and Cat Lady, who is the general of the opposing army, and the opposing army is run by the Emperor, which, I mean, there's a lot of homages, at least verbally, if nothing else, to Star Wars. Like the Empire, and one of the early jokes in the game is he says his ship could make the Kestrel run in so many, you know, whatever the measurement is in this game. Oh, I finally get to upgrade. Let's see. Countering an attack now causes damage. I have rank 1 of this. I can continue to upgrade to do more damage. I want to focus on something different though. Let's see, max health. Faster run speed. Run speed is only really important if you're not in battle. In battle, because you have a dash that regenerates constantly as your stamina rises. Your run speed doesn't really equate to much outside of just running around the environment, which doesn't seem too bad. It seemed like you move at a good clip anyways. I'm gonna go with this one. Slow down time when you counter. Yeah, that will come in handy. And probably perfect strike. Attack immediately when the previous strike hits to land a perfect strike. So we'll go that route. I hope I didn't miss anything in the environment back there. No, I guess it doesn't matter now. Can't teleport back. Okay. Yeah, see, I mean, you move at a steady clip, so not too much worried about leveling. I'll throw him off. Oh, no! Yeah, it gets tough. They come up on you fast. I feel like it's one of those things that, like when Batman Arkham Asylum first came out, where it's so new that you're not quite used to it, and it does control a little bit differently and has its own timing. So it's not one-to-one with a Batman Arkham Asylum or even, you know, a Devil May Cry. But taking into consideration its own timings, it's definitely something that combat system-wise, you know, you could get really good at. It doesn't feel broken at all. It feels like it has its own timings, and it feels well put together. I mean, for an indie game, it's solid. I'm really impressed. And this game is made by Spearhead Games. I feel like I've heard that name before. I'd actually have to Wikipedia or look it up. I don't know if this is their first project or not. I apologize for not looking that up sooner. But you know what? I mean, it's like 5 a.m. my time. So, you'll forgive me.
Imagine if you built a house of one of these things. Oh, that would be amazing. It would be like having a boat.
So we'll go this way. This way seems less obvious. Ah, see? There we go. Definitely less obvious and has 4. That wrong button. So the sad thing about this game is it does come out the exact same day that Dark Souls 3 hits, and I'm actually trying to play this before the store opens and I go and pick up my physical copy. I was very tempted to get a digital copy, but my wonderful wife has already purchased it and pre-ordered it for me for a late birthday gift. So trying to get in some time with this game before I jump headfirst into Dark Souls 3 later today.
Hey, look at the shoes. Not really.
Okay, this looks familiar. Looks like that's not going anywhere. The combat system's so good, in fact, that I would really... Oh, got me. combat system's so good, in fact, that it really makes me hope for a top-down Zelda game that has a combat system like this. I think that would be really neat to tote the line between RPG, action-adventure, and puzzle. That would be... I think of A Link Between Worlds, I feel like is definitely now one of my favorite Zelda games. And the one, I wouldn't call it a downside, but it would be nice to have a combat system as fully fleshed out as this one that feels so smooth from a top-down perspective, with a game that plays so great in the first place, and that has, you know, excellent puzzles and boss fight designs. Yeah, I've said it a couple of times now, but I'm just really digging that. It just, you walk away from a little bout of combat just feeling real good about it. I do need some help. Oh yeah, I have a sword that heals me. I completely forgot about that.
To catch their breath. It was strange to be so close to her. What are you thinking? He asked. I'm trying very hard not to think. Me too, he said. Up ahead, he could see the thin silver of Zenobia's personal ship. It looked fast. They would leave all this behind.
I'm loving the narration. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of being a kid and listening to stories, listening to like old PBS shows of, you know, storybooks that were being read and narrated. And recently, actually for the last couple of months, I've been listening to the Witcher series on audiobook. And the gentleman, I forget his name, I feel bad about that, but the gentleman who narrates the Witcher novels, and of course I'm listening to mine through Audible, the gentleman who narrates the Witcher audiobooks is really good. He does the voice for every single character, male and female, and this guy, he reminds me a lot of him. I like that. I like being able to hook shot around the environment. That's cool. It has like a very Spider-Man feel. Be able to hook shot to a little post here and then swing back and attack an enemy. Loving it. Oh, wow, I ran face first into that. This definitely reminds me of a Mario level. Oh, don't have enough mana juice to have my sword recover me yet.
Sign. Take the goat across first.
Okay. It's an intriguing sign. Take the goat across first. I hope the goat is the name of a ship. And this is, wow, look at the background. There are a lot of ships. So I've got to be pretty close to home. Okay, what am I doing? Shield grunts will block your attacks. Grab and throw another grunt into him, and his shield will be knocked away. So I know at some point, I get a, oh, not what I meant to do. Jeez, not cool. I know at some point I get an upgrade to the hook shot to allow me to just rip the shield from the shield guys.